natural wealth. The protection and conservation of wildlife is the need of the hour and is one of the most important duties of the government and people to protect our wildlife wealth. Sir, the Wildlife Protection Amendment Bill amends the Wildlife Protection Act 1972 and seeks to increase the species protected under the law and implement the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora. Sir, the human population has grown exponentially over the past 200 years to more than 7 billion people today, and it continues to grow rapidly. This means the natural resources are being consumed faster than ever by the billions of people on the planet. This growth and development and also endangers the habitats and existence of the various types of wildlife around the world. So humans are being the current rate of species extinction, which is at least 100 to 1,000 times higher than the nature intended. According to the WWF's Living Planet Report 2018, the world has witnessed an astonishing 60% decline in the size of populations of mammals, birds, fishes, reptiles, and amphibians in just over 40 years. In a healthy biome and biodiversity, world humans are the culprits. Their greed for development and advancement has made detrimental to the world wildlife. Therefore, any law which is aimed to protect and conserve wildlife population is absolutely necessary. So there is a conflict of interest between Forest Rights Act and the Wildlife Protection Act. Protection of wildlife is important. At the same time, protection of the forest rights of the scheduled tribes and other traditional forest dwellers living near the protected wildlife zones. A near total ban on grazing, coupled with the system that undo the FRA has made life difficult of locals, stripping them their rights. Sir, cattle grazing has been recognized under the Tamil Nadu Forest Act 1882. The court then revised its order on March 17th. Now cattle grazing became legally permissible in forests outside tiger reserves, sanctuaries, and national parks. In effect, the verdict removed 8,101.79 square kilometer or 35.42% of forests and 6.23% of the state total's area from Tamil Nadu grazing area, even from those who were illegitimate right holders. The court thus rewrote the provisions of two major laws that the Parliament has enacted in 2006, the 2006 Amendment to the Wildlife Protection Act and the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, rendered tiger reserves a statutory category and prescribed provisions for the notifications. The government has since notified 52 tiger reserves, both of which were designed to protect, preserve, conserve, and manage forest, wildlife, and biodiversity. According to the Wildlife Protection Act, Tamil Nadu has to prepare a tiger conservation plan to protect the agricultural, livelihood, developmental, and other interests of the people living in the tiger reserves. The core area, the critical tiger habitat, is to be established without affecting the rights of the scheduled tribes or such other forest dwellers, while the buffer area should promote coexistence between wildlife and human activity with due recognition of livelihood, development, social and cultural rights of the local people. Separately, the scheduled tribes and other traditional forest dwellers recognize grazing and traditional seasonal resource access of nomadic communities. That is, it accorded community rights to the village to be regulated by its Grama Sabha and not an individual grazing permit to be granted on payment of the prescribed fees by the forest department. This has to be followed without any hindrances to the tribal population and traditional forest dwellers. Sir, in the vast country like our India, different regions will have different wildlife population. The wildlife species living in Western Ghats are not expected to be seen in the Aravalli ranges of the north. The wildlife in the northeast India is much different from those in the Eastern Ghats. Therefore, the state governments are better equipped to act upon the wildlife protection and conservation. I urge the Union government to have a consultation with the state governments in forming the management authority and to provide adequate representation from the states in the composition of the authority. Sir, the pristine environment of the forest are deteriorating due to the unregulated tourism. Untreated sewage and plastic wastage have endangered the environment. Only if the people realize the importance of the clean environment and cooperate with the local administration, the natural resources can be protected. In Tamil Nadu, the Eastern Ghats and the Western Ghats are natural boon to protect fauna and flora typical to this weather and environment. We have tremendous coastal and marine habitat. Therefore, in protecting the wildlife, Tamil Nadu plays an important role. For DMK government in Tamil Nadu, several wildlife sanctuaries and wildlife parks, zoos, bird sanctuaries have been established in Tamil Nadu over the last 50 years. The project Save Tigers and Save Elephants have been successfully implemented in Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is one of the best served countries in the countries as far as the wildlife protection is concerned. I take this opportunity to urge the Union government to provide Rs 2,000 crores for the government of Tamil Nadu for enhancing its wildlife protection and conservation activities. With this, I conclude. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Kanimozhi. Mani Brijlal ji.